2025 tax refund schedule. When you will get your refund? Where's my tax refund? So a lot of people want to know when exactly they'll get that tax refund. If you stick around to the end, I'll let you know some dates that you can anticipate getting your refund based on when you file and when it got accepted, all the way through the end of the tax season, mid-April. So you don't want to miss this. So this article came directly from a CPA practice advisor. It's loaded with some great content, so I just had to share it and give credit where it was due. So the income tax filing season is just starting, and many people are receiving their W-2 and other tax forms. Now that taxes are back on mine, so are tax refunds. With President Trump's second term, new cabinet secretaries and other things affect taxes you're filing now? Well, probably not this year, since tax filing season is already underway, although it is possible that some IRS hiring issues could mildly affect refund processing time. If you're wondering how long it may take to get your refund when you finally submit your income tax return, you're not alone. In fact, almost 15 years, the question we get the most often has been, when will I get my tax refund? Nobody can give you an exact answer, especially this far out, but we can give you a pretty good estimate based on a few factors and the 50-year collective experience that the CPA practice advisor team has. So right now you want to know, when can you expect to get your refund? Just scroll down, and then basically I'm gonna show you a chart where it lays out when you can anticipate getting your refund all the way through mid-April. You're gonna love it. But first, keep in mind that you need to wait to file until you receive all of your tax forms. Too many people file their taxes prematurely. They don't have all their tax forms, they don't have all their documents, they don't have all their records, and as a result, you're probably gonna leave money on the table if you do it this way. I tell people all the time, especially if you're someone who has a primary source of income and a side business, you need to make sure that you accumulate or calculate all of the tax deductions you can possibly get, because that lowers your tax liability, aka puts more money back into your pocket. So make sure you receive all your tax forms from your employer, as well as colleges, mortgages, and other documents. If you have complex finances, got married or divorced, had a child, retired, bought or sold a home, own crypto, foreign assets, those will make things a little bit more complex as well. In these situations, you should definitely seek an advice of a tax pro, or like a CPA or EA, or what we recommend is our group of tax experts. That way, no matter what your situation is, you get plugged into a person who's able to handle your exact situation. So I'll drop that link below so you can get access to our tax experts, and they're not going to charge you an arm and a leg, overcharge you, and put you in a predicament by lying on your taxes. They show you how to maximize your refund legally, but also get access to some of the best in the game that's been doing this for decades, and now you can get access to it for pennies. So that link will be available for those who are interested in that. Now, it also talks about complying with tax laws and taking advantage of new or lesser known tax deductions and credits that could benefit you. That's the benefits of making sure you get access to a tax expert. But most Americans have pretty simple taxes, a job or two, W-2, maybe a side gig from a 1099, and they say that's simple, but truly that is loaded with opportunity for tax deductions if you have a side gig. And some people may have child tax credits, or maybe a mortgage, or a few minor additions. The chart below is for you. So right here it says the short answer is, depending on when taxpayers file their returns, they can often receive the federal tax refund payment check or direct deposit within 10 to 21 days. And I'm sure you've heard that. If the IRS starts accepting returns at the end of January, as is usual, that means that someone who is able to file right away and are due a refund can often see the refund as early as mid or late February if they have it direct deposited. That's without an expensive tax refund loan. And I was just about to speak on that, because a lot of times what people do is they know they're going to get a large refund, they get in advance, and then they end up getting what's known as a tax refund loan. And they say expensive because it comes with fees. And I know people want instant gratification, they want their money right now, and they want it fast, but it really cuts into your pockets when you do it that way, especially if it's any hiccups of things that you didn't anticipate, and now you got this loan that your refund might not fully cover on the back end. That has happened, but some people do it just because they want their money right away. It's better to just get your refund in full. That's just my personal opinion based on different things. Now, if you have multiple forms of income or certain assets or certain family situations, you will likely have to wait a bit longer for all of your tax documents to come in before you are able to file. In particular, taxpayers might have to wait a little longer if they have, number one, earned income tax credit. Number 2, child tax credit. Number 3, and a few other credits that require confirmation. So basically, if they got to prove that you qualify for the earned income credit because it's justified based on your income and your filing status, then it may take a little bit longer. Child tax credit, same thing. And then some other credits require some level of confirmation to, justify that you were rightfully able to claim whatever that credit consisted of. Then it says, so here's the chart. So this is the part you've been waiting for. So you might want to get your screenshots ready, so that way you can have an idea based on when you file and when it gets accepted, when you can anticipate getting your refund. So this one is one you want to screenshot so you can know and share it with somebody else who you feel may benefit. And remember that if you want access to our tax experts, they can show you how to save money when filing your taxes, not overcharging you like some companies do just because you get a larger refund, and also position you to minimize your tax liability, which maximizes your refund legally. Then the link available below. So here's the chart you were looking for. If the IRS announces any changes to tax law or potential date changes, I'll give you an update. And remember, this is only an estimate when to expect your refund. So no guarantee, but just an estimate. And a lot of people just need that sense of clarity so they can at least have an idea. So do not take these dates as exact predictions, as all taxpayers have different tax returns, documents, incomes, and other situations. Note that the first column is when the IRS accepts your return, which can be 2 to 3 days after the day you submitted it electronically, and the IRS would notify you of the actual date on which the agency accepted your return, usually by text or email. Mailing in a paper return can result in 3 to 4 weeks extra delay at the beginning of the process, since the IRS will need to enter it into their computer systems manually. So here the estimated 2025 IRS income tax return, chart and the number. If the IRS accepts your e-file return by the particular date that's on the left side, then the direct deposit refund may be received as early as 10 days after the e-file accepted e-file, but paper check mailed approximately 1 week after that if you're getting paper mail versus direct deposit. So the IRS started accepting returns on January 27th. So remember, the left side is basically when the IRS accepts the e-file return, and then the right side is when you can likely expect to receive it based on a couple of special details. So if you filed and it got accepted January 7th, then you might have received your return anywhere from February 7th to February 14th. If you filed and it got accepted by February the 3rd, then you can possibly get it by the 14th or the 21st, February 10th, 21st, 28th. And you can see, I don't have to read it. I know you're smart enough to understand the concept. I'm just going slow just so you can get your screenshots, because you may have a date in mind that you're like, you know what, I want to make sure I file by the 17th so I can get it by March 7th, hopefully. You know what I mean? So based on what you want to do, you might want to file by a certain date, because you have a goal of getting it before a certain date, and that way you can plan strategically versus getting a loan in order to get them to cut into your money or charge you some interest, when you can just be strategic and know when you're likely to get it. So I keep scrolling because it goes all the way through the main portion of the tax season. So if you file before April 15th, which April 14th is listed, you're likely to get it by April 25th or May 2nd. So this is the chart, and I know it could benefit somebody. Now, you see stars by these because they have dates and they have specifics. So you see 2 stars by the top 4, then you see 3 stars by the bottom 4. So 2 stars equals returns with the earned income tax credit or child tax credit may have refunds delayed until March to verify credits. That's important to know. Then the one that has the 3 asterisk, filing during peak season, late March through April 15th, can result in a slightly longer wait. So the sooner you file, the better. If you file in peak season when everybody's trying to cram in before that quote unquote final date, then it could be a slight longer wait just due to that alone. So the next chart talks about beyond that date. So if the IRS accepts your return by April 21st, 28th, May 5th, May 12th, May 19th, then these are the dates that you can expect based on the direct deposit. And then, of course, a week later, if you get a paper check, screenshot that if need be, if you fall into that category. And that way you can just have it handy and you can refer to it at your own time. So if your IRS tax refund is delayed after you file, ask your professional or simply use the Where's My Refund tool on the IRS website to check the status of your refund, or you can download the IRS To Go app to check your refund status. It's a good idea to e-file your tax return as soon as you have all your tax documents like your W-2, 1099s, mortgage, student loan interest, and other items, as e-filing generally ensures a faster turnaround time. Several factors can be determined when a taxpayer might receive his or her tax return, including how early the return is filed, if the taxpayer is claiming certain credits, whether the return is e-filed or sent by mail, whether the taxpayer has existing debts to the federal government. Very important. So be safe, hire a professional. Click the link in the chat in the description that shows you how to get access to experts that's not going to charge you arm and a leg, where you're able to save on fees but also maximize your refund and legally lower your tax liability. So a question many people ask is, what if you can't file your income tax by April 15th? Any taxpayer who can't file their return by April 15th for any reason, such as they don't have all of the paperwork needed in order to file taxes, can easily file an extension form. And that's a form 4868, application for automatic extension of time to file U.S. individual income tax return. And you can look that up on IRS website if you just look up form 4868. Any tax pro can help you with that. So our team of tax experts can help because they file all year. So it's not just limited to any particular date. However, getting an extension may save you on fees. So note that if any person who owes taxes with a tax return, it is still that taxpayer's obligation to pay those taxes by April 15th, 2025, even if an extension to file has been requested. So that's the real key about the April 15th date. If you owe taxes, that's when it has the bigger effect versus if you're getting a refund. So just know that you're still obligated to pay before April 15th, even if you file an extension. Many people don't know that. So I just really wanted to include that. And those who are due a refund generally only need to file an extension request by April 15th, 2025. Again, any tax pro and most do-it-yourself tax programs can assist with this task, and I told you where to access the link in the comment if you want access to those group of tax experts. So hopefully this chart helps you. Hopefully this information serves you well so you can have an idea of what to expect. No guarantees, but at least it paints a picture so you're not caught all the way off guard and left in the blind by not knowing. That's all I got for this video. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.